Hello and welcome back to The Lean Programmer. This is your friend Madhav, and today I'm going to tell you a secret technique that you can use to read whole books in less than 10 minutes. This is the technique that I use to learn much more, much faster, understand much better, and retain the information for a longer period of time. So, no, when we use this technique, we're not going to miss on any information. As a matter of fact, we are going to understand the books, the YouTube videos, any source that you're trying to learn much better. So if you haven't already, go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/the lean programmer, and hit the subscribe button right now because I spend a lot of time making videos on AI to make sure that you learn and use AI to grow, right? So you can see as in the previous video, I gave some tips on how can you use AI to build web apps in less than 5 minutes. And similarly, I have a whole playlist on automations and AI agents. So you're going to love it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So now coming back to the tool, a little disclaimer, I'm not paid by this tool. This video is not at all sponsored. I just keep exploring multiple AI tools that I can use to be better, to be more productive. And I found this tool to be really good. So that's why I'm sharing it with you. Maybe you can find it useful as well. Or if you don't, you can try exploring more tools as well. So that's the first reason why I'm sharing this tool with you. Second thing is this tool can give you a quick idea of why do we need concepts like MCP server, RAG, tool calling, and so on. So don't think about all these concepts too much right now. This video is just going to be focused on the tool itself, but I want you to think beyond this tool because how that tool works. Because in my upcoming videos, I'm going to teach you how can you build all of this on your own. That's the best part. So for now, let's come back to this video. Okay, let's quickly come back to the tool itself. So what I want you to do is I want you to, first of all, again, this video is not at all sponsored. I use thousands of AI tools to find out which one is good. Search NotebookLM on Google, click on the first link, it will take you here. Then you can try NotebookLM and it will take you here. Okay, just sign in or sign up, whatever, it will load your notebooks. So now what this tool does is this tool creates a notebook, a learning environment for you based on the sources that you provided. So it's really cool. So for example, let's say I have a book. Let's say I'm preparing for joint entrance exams, let's say JEE or whatever, or MBA, whatever. And I want to learn faster and understand better. What I can do is I can create my own notebook and upload all the data that I have here. So for example, I'll just take an example of a book, Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. I read this book a few years ago, but I found that I don't remember much of it. I read this book 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, but I don't remember much of it. I do remember one or two things, but not much. But after using this tool, I found that, okay, hey, I can remember much more for much longer. Let's see how it works. So I'll just drag and drop um, my PDF. You can drag and drop multiple PDFs, and then as soon as it's done, it will basically kind of ground the large language model or the AI behind the scenes to make sure that it uses only this source to generate answers. And then you can do multiple things like create a mind map, create flashcards, create an audio overview, and so on. This is very helpful. So I'm going to tell you what I use the most to learn, to read books in less than 10 minutes and retain much more information and understand the books in a much better way. So it will just take about a minute. It doesn't take too much time. So mind map is complete. So now as you can see, this is the mind map. So it summarized the whole book into a mind map. It's so beautiful. And let me tell you a fact that basically I used to do the same thing manually to understand the books better. Once I read the book, while reading the book, I'll try to create a mind map. And that's what I think we all do. Whenever we learn something new, we try to create a mind map in our own minds. But now you don't need to do it manually on you can use AI. So for example, this book is probably divided into four major sections: clarity, prioritization, action, and efficiency. So on clarity, let's say goal setting. Goal setting is one of the major areas. And how can you use these 7 steps to set better goals? How can you plan every day in advance? How can you prioritize things? Various ways of prioritizing. For example, applying the Pareto principle, ABCD method. ABCD, ABCDE. It's very, very interesting. So now you can just go through this mind map and understand the whole book. And if you don't understand anything from here, just click on this node. And as soon as you click on this node, it will it will basically summarize that node for you. It will create the answer based on that specific node. So this is a good tool that you can use to learn faster, understand better. Um, Another thing that I liked about it is flashcards. So once you have read the book, you can test your knowledge using this flashcard. So for example, in this eat that frog methodology, what does your frog represent? So probably it represents your goals and stuff. Task, yeah, it represents the most biggest important task, right? So you can understand, you can understand your content much better. All you need to do is add your sources and that's it. So for example, and it also works on multiple things. So for example, it works on you can paste text, you can paste a whole workspace, you can provide a link to a website or a YouTube video as well. Let's test it out on a YouTube video. So for example, this is a YouTube video that I found, that hidden rules everyone follows but nobody knows. This looks interesting. So let's see what this video is all about. So I'll just copy and paste this YouTube video URL here and insert it. And it's done. Let's create a mind map out of it. Mind map. You can also create video overview and audio overview as well. This is awesome. So let's see. So game theory. So we follow these rules, but we don't know. Okay, multiplayer reality. What is it about? Life is a multiplayer mode. Yeah, makes sense. We all play in teams. Every move affects others, and every move of others probably affects us as well. For example, alarm time, traffic. But hey, what does alarm time has to do with it? Let's click on this node, and then our AI is going to explain what does that mean. So this is cool, but now, why am I telling you about this tool? That's the most important part. See, I want you to look beyond this tool because I want you to be the person who builds these tools, not the person who just uses it. This tool can help you understand why all these information like RAG, MCP server tool calling is important. Now let's come to the second part, which is the most important part. So in let's say 60 seconds, I'm just going to tell you what would have happened if you would have just asked any LLM, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Copilot, any LLM to summarize Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. It would have summarized it as well. But now I want you to imagine, let's say you have a guidebook. Let's say you are studying in any XYZ institution, any XYZ college, and that has given you some books, right? That has given you a PDF. What would have happened, like, if you would have written, let's say, summarize XYZ book by ABC College on calculus, the model would have hallucinated for sure. It would have probably either said, I cannot find it. Unfortunately, I don't have specific information. So this is where the most important part comes in, that you have to ground whenever you have a grounding data, whenever you have a source that you want the LLM, the AI to use to provide answers. You can use concepts like MCP server and RAG and tool calling. I'm going to cover all of these in my upcoming videos, but for now you can just think of it as you asked LLM something, XYZ book and ABC. It can invoke a tool, it can use RAG to try to find out what is this as XYZ book. It can consume that book and answer based on that. And this is what our tool is exactly doing. In in this Eat That Frog example, we provided a source, it went through that source and then it answered. So stay tuned to my channel, youtube.com/the lean programmer. Hit the subscribe button if you want to learn more about it, and comment on this video on what are you using this tool for. I want two comments from everyone. Everyone, if you have watched till here, I want two comments from everyone. Number one, what are you going to use this tool for? Are you going to use this tool for your college studies, for reading books, for watching YouTube videos, anything else? Let me know in the comments. Second thing is, what I want you to do is, I want you to comment on what do you want to learn next. So see you in the next video. Bye bye. Take care. Have a nice day.